Doesn't need a deep dive.
You're not from it, Mark.
Please explain.
So in Spy Kids, yeah, imagine henchmen, yeah, and they're
Did you
mad
just
wedge,
say-
but they're thumbs.
Wait, did you just say in Spy Kids?
The thumb, yeah. So like the head is a thumb, the arms are thumbs, the legs are thumbs. Just go on your phone and type in.
Oh
thumb,
my
thumb.
god. Me
Just take a thumb.
me and Sanaya used to find that so funny because it was just a thumb.
Just type in thumb.
I'm trying to. Jules got tickets to go on sale on Friday.
Yeah.
I know you want to be there just to look up stroke mics, bro.
Yeah.
You know we started, right?
Swear, mad. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, behave.
Gabby, you set me up. Set me up. We don't do a different stroke for after hours pod, bro. That's mad.
Imagine we did.
What to let riot police over here start saying wayward stuff?
You
lose your job.
I've been wayward.
You lose your
This is
job. No, the
nothing.
stuff that you could say where you're allowed to say it where we're not judging you.
Oh shit.
You were about to lose your
Yo,
job.
get this dance.
MB 37.
37.
Alright, cool. This is episode 137 of the Different Strokes podcast with myself, Raw Talk Reese. Who do you have in the studio to my left?
Mr. O, hey, ho, ho.
And his left.
2 drinks. Bit too.
Yeah.
I like the bass because the bass was the
It's
first.
just drunk.
Man tried to do 112 Peaches and Cream voice, bro. Kay can't be here today, but she's here in spirit.
Yeah.
Hope she's cool. How
Love to
are you
Kay.
doing? Oh,
I don't know. I'm a bit weird. A little bit up, a little bit left, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit happy, a little bit sad. A little
so basically
bit
you're still
annoyed.
building. You're basically bored already.
Yeah. I'm just feeling
comes?
just a little all over the place, which is good. It feels good. It feels normal.
You say you're feeling yourself all over the place.
Honestly, no. Honestly, on this occasion, no. I know I'm known as Wayward Joe over here, but no. I'm okay.
At least you know who you are.
I'm okay. I was looking forward to being here, looking forward to seeing you guys and just being here and talking about the culture, talk some shit.
She only normally talk this fine. Why does your voice sound like that? It's like, yeah, so I'm so. It's like flipping Yogi Bear, bro.
Hey, boo.
I can tell you how my day went.
Hey, boo.
Hey, boo boo.
But yeah,
Funny joke, that's actually my nickname.
What?
In family circles, that's my nickname.
What, boo boo?
It's fine, it's a Nigerian thing, don't hate.
how you doing, Mark?
So you had Champagne Pappy and boo boo?
When did I ever? When has that ever been?
Wait, Pappy?
Oh yeah, okay. When did the champagne get added?
the original champagne property. Yeah.
The original one.
Well, no, I'm okay. I'm good. Glad to be here. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
You're on half term now, isn't it?
Yes.
It's almost over now. So yeah.
Yes. It's
It's just a week, innit?
So I'm spending it getting some writing done, and I'm excited. I'm very excited, which is a good thing because
that nose was gross. Continue.
that's a
Gross. Yeah,
that's just my excitement. I'm looking forward to.
You can be excited in your own time. Valentine's Day in a few days. Tramp.
Mark, how are you?
Oh well.
I'm alright, man. Like literally on my way here, it's a bit weird. I was talking to my friend on the phone, and some dudes.
It was weird that you spoke to your friend.
No, see, let me finish. And some guy on the bus overheard my conversation. He I was talking about obviously lockdown life and getting over that, and like how obviously everyone was affected differently. He politely said, "Excuse me, sorry, I overheard your conversation." He goes like, "I really appreciate what you said there about how everyone goes through it differently and stuff." White dude, like he looked like early 20s, and he was just like, "So what did you do to try and get over like feeling down or whatever?" I said like my hobbies or like chilling out with friends and stuff, and he just admitted that he just bought like cans of drinks and like he just drinks away his pain and whatever. Like, dude, first you got to stop that and everything.
Depression, innit?
But we spoke for a bit, and it was just nice to like speak to someone who clearly needed some type of help.
I think sometimes people just want to talk, innit? Like, naturally,
Yeah.
you want to be able to kind of just address what's on your mind. I think a lot of people are still reeling from the pandemic, and I don't even so much mean the issues of being, okay, here comes the mic, man. I don't mean so much the issues of people dealing with having to be inside the house, but the everything that came with it. And now, obviously there's some levels of normality and things are back to normal. It's a thing now where you're just like, okay, cool. There's normality now, but people are kind of like.
People are still
don't feel-
suffering.
I don't feel comfortable outside. I don't feel comfortable. I've been inside too much. I feel nervous around people. People are coughing too loud. Like, what, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, you're more paranoid. I think pandemic made people really, really paranoid.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the cost of living crisis, everyone's kind of
It's going to get worse in the next couple of months. Travel fares going up. Water's going up for the very first time, I think, in 30 years or something.
VAT's dropped 0.4% from yesterday.
Electric gas is going up in April. Like,
Phone bills going up in April.
rent's going up, I think. Council tax is going up.
It depends on what council you live in. If you pay cheap to council tax, sure, right?
How are you, Reese?
After that list of things to be happy about, how are you doing, dude?
I'm alright. I think still got bits to do. Transitioning through life and the rest of that stuff like everybody else is. But thank God I have sports. Best way to manage your emotions. But yeah, kick us off, Mark.
Actually, talking about sport, not sports, but I think I've had my last physio session.
So you can lift your shoulder.
I've been lifting my shoulder anyway.
I'm in fling.
I can fling it a little.
Young carnival man.
I can fling it a little. Big back girl. But no, back in the gym now, so I'm aiming. I got my last X-ray the end of March, so depending on that result, maybe back in May. No, April.
Looking for Black Fabio for the summer.
What?
Black Fabio.
Who's Fabio? I'm black, yeah. And what?
I don't understand the reference either, so I was waiting for him to. I
It's
thought
fine.
you
There's
were.
someone out there who gets it. I'm never meant to be understood.
Meant to be
Just
overstood.
accepted.
Okay then. I'm gonna start light-hearted. What?
That's cool.
Ain't you fisher them?
That's cool.
That was funny.
That was no, it was. It really was.
We all hopped out the minivan. Did everything the way I came, looking like a fire for Eddie, man.
Shit.
Should you accept gifts from someone that you're not interested in?
Women do it every day. Women do it every day.
I know.
You talk about us.
Yeah.
Should we accept?
Yeah. We.
This may come across misogynistic. I don't like taking things from women.
In general?
Yeah.
Even if it's someone that you're with?
That's different, but I'm still funny about it. Like, say for example, if it was my birthday and someone that they invited me out.
You found out who gave you that t-shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Elwoods. But say if it's my birthday and someone's inviting me out for food. You see what normal people, oh yeah, I want a drink and da-da-da. But food and one drink. Like, I don't like taking food from people. I'm just that way inclined.
I'm very appreciative.
I'm appreciative, but I wanted to piss.
Yeah, because you never want to feel like you're taking advantage of something. Whereas some people are like, well,
Yeah, I was about to say,
if somebody's going to do it, then boy, I'm going to accept it. Like, okay, you've obviously had this experience where you work with white people and you go out for drinks with them, and you buy your drink and they buy their drink and everyone is cool and you're sitting around, and then and then one of them goes, oh, okay, I'm going up, what do you want? And it kind of, I don't know, for me, experiences I've had of when going out with people, when that hits, you're like, what? No, I'm cool. I'm alright. I'm alright. Because you don't want to feel or be seen like you're taking the piss out of somebody who's just being literally generous, and they really hit you with no. It's fine.
But they tend to buy rounds.
You're halfway through the one they got you, and they're like, okay, so same again.
Baby, come through.
Thanks, Reese.
So you never want to feel like you're taking the piss or using someone's generosity, and I think if that's someone you're interested in or someone you're not, you're still always appreciative, but then you don't want to. There's a part of you that feels like accepting it is leading them possibly on to something like, I'm accepting the present, so that means that I'm accepting of you chasing me, even if I may have made it clear that I'm not interested.
It's a big difference if you made it clear.
Or maybe a drink is just a drink.
Babe.
Maybe. Just put out there.
Sometimes.
Mostly.
Have you seen this thing where it says the cost of living, London's cheapest postcode, where average rent is just $680 per month, but there's no London Underground?
I don't live near the Underground. I got to walk.
So literally, you have South Norwood,
where I live.
East Ham.
What cheapest rent?
Yeah.
South Norwood
But then these places don't have particularly.
South Norwood
And Epping Forest.
Okay, cool. So let me speak for South Norwood first.
Sorry,
South
spokesperson.
Norwood, no, because South Norwood has great transport links. So you have Overground. There's a train that can get you to London Bridge in 20 minutes. So you don't really need it.
I was gonna say for East Ham, even though there's
Crystal Palace is around the corner.
If there's not a direct station, you've got Canning Town there. You've got Canning Town from you can get to London Bridge easy off of that the Jubilee line.
Yeah.
You've got DLR that goes all over the gap.
Yeah, I don't know who made it up.
Even though maybe not direct, but hold on, East Ham has a station. What are they even talking about with that?
Yeah, District Line.
East Ham has a station.
Oh, I wouldn't want to live there, but yeah.
Well, again, yeah, that's a good point.
I keep my comments to myself.
We know you're gonna say, Reese. But did you see that thing where I think London named 2023 best city in the world? I'm like, who was involved in that voting process?
Well, it wasn't going to be France, so...
No.
Sorry, Paris.
Paris is, yeah, I'm not going to say.
Have you seen the opposite part of that, though, of
the
worst places to live?
No.
Number one was obvious to me. Number one was Luton.
Really?
Yeah, Luton's a show, bro.
Oh, Luton gets no love.
I think Bournemouth was 8th or 9th.
Ooh.
Some of the places I was like, what? Let me talk for a second. Let's see if I can find it.
You never really Bournemouth.
When was the last time you went Bournemouth? What's in
on purpose?
What's in Bournemouth?
Must have on purpose.
Like, on purpose? Like I was like the whole idea was to go
Through?
there
And stay?
for more than 5 minutes.
They have nice beaches
I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time. Exactly. So Bournemouth is one of those places, but again,
in the summer.
It's a ride through.
I've seen signs saying Bournemouth as I've gone past other places, but I've never actually stopped and gone, yeah.
Well, go on, Bournemouth.
You know what? I'm gonna go get lit in Bournemouth.
Wait, wasn't it Bournemouth that we went for that road trip? Was it Bournemouth?
So do you want the 50?
Yes, it was.
Would you like the 50?
Yeah.
So
50 worst places to live in the UK.
yes,
Ooh.
Give it to me.
Northampton.
Ain't
It's not
been
that bad
there.
of a place. Not that bad of a place. Ipswich, Hull,
Ooh.
Canterbury,
Ooh.
Jaywick. I know that's not someone's tag name. Doncaster, Wigan, Manchester.
Raw.
It's
Manny's
40
in there.
Manny's 43. It's not
Had to
bad.
be.
Manny's got hella people on Spice, bro. Like, being in the top 50, at least you're in the early, like, your higher things. Stevenage, York, Hounslow. I think Hounslow should be a lot higher, but Chatham, Harlow, Wisbeck, Boston, Milton Keynes. I think Milton Keynes is at 35, but that's probably because of the amount of roundabouts that they have. Bolton at 34, Wolves at 33, Poole 32, Abingdon.
You know Newham's going to be in there, right?
30 is Grimsby. 29 is Barking and Dagenham.
Oh, we're getting close.
Right.
We're just checking our numbers.
28 is Stoke-on-Trent, which is crazy because Stoke-on-Trent is a show. So, wow. Sunderland, not surprised.
Not surprised there.
26 is Plymouth.
Ooh.
25 is Middlesbrough. 24 is Crawley. Not surprised.
Ooh.
Blackpool being 23 is hilarious. I thought Blackpool would have become on.
I thought Blackpool would have skipped
been a lot
a few.
higher.
Yeah.
Southampton 22. Reading at 21 is weird. 20 is Cheshire. Here it goes. 19 Croydon. It should be higher.
I thought it'd be high. I thought it was gonna be high up on the list.
18 Oxford.
Ooh.
17 Coventry.
Okay.
16 Liverpool.
I
Liverpool.
had to get it.
15 Kensington and Chelsea.
Really?
Yeah, Kensington and Chelsea's not nice.
Not nice.
Not nice. 14
As a borough.
as a borough, yeah.
In its
as a borough,
entirety.
it's not nice.
Yeah, in its
There's
entirety.
places there that's really nice, but as a borough, no, not a chance. 14 Birmingham.
Bro.
30, yeah, but come on now, come on.
Birmingham.
Come on now, buddy. Come
I
on.
know. I ain't gonna say nothing about
13 Henley on Thames. 12 Reading. 11 High Wycombe. And this is where it gets fun. Top 10, yeah? 10 Bradford. 9 Bournemouth. 8 Swindon.
Oh, yeah, Swindon is,
7 Andover. 6 Aldershot.
Ooh,
Here we go.
5 Aylesbury.
give it to me.
Yeah.
4 Slough.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
3 Portsmouth.
Yeah.
2 Peterborough, 1 Luton.
Raw.
So to think, deep it,
I don't know, Hackney.
one place in
Croydon.
South is Surrey, bro, in South. That's not
Made
bad.
it. I thought Barking and Dagenham would have.
You know how wide Barking and Dagenham is?
Yeah, Barking and Dagenham, they've opened that place up so...
Yeah. Yeah, the Dagenham part of it is huge.
And it's still shit.
Exactly.
So you basically just opened the shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, guys, how do we feel?
Why does it sound like you're about to
How do we,
apologise?
how no
I
no
told you,
this
every
is-
time he says something,
this is really
his voice.
Guys,
this is really deep. This is really deep, guys. This is really deep, and this is something that we as a culture we need to talk about
No, we
because
don't.
it's a massive change, and it affects all of us as a people. It affects you. It affects you, Gabriel. It affects you too. So we need to talk about it.
don't buy his bullshit.
What? Why is it that anything I have to say?
Get to your point, pussy.
So, guys, after 48 years,
Oof.
Lilt is no longer.
Who was drinking Lil all this time?
Lilt is now being relaunched as Fanta pineapple and grapefruit.
Okay, I can live.
There is no more totally tropical taste.
Are you aware of how much drinks there are available that you think I care about Lil? Bro, I miss Iron Brew, man. Want to tell me about Lil?
I missed Iron Brew bars.
Yeah.
Iron Brew.
I like Dr. Pepper, but I don't drink fizzy drink that often for me to drink that. I prefer Dr. Pepper to
me
Coke.
neither.
Dr. Pepper is just like...
Hennessy.
Dr. Pepper is basically cherry Coke.
No, it's not.
It's similar.
No, it's not.
Very similar.
No, it's not.
If you mix,
sorry
if
you
you
got-
mix Corona and
So you got Brilla pad of taste buds that you think Dr. Pepper and cherry
Brother
Coke,
pad of taste. I said
It's-
similar.
but it's not.
It is.
There is a slight similarity.
So, your current weight, yeah. If I go on ASOS and see you wearing plus size men and your belly don't hang over, is that similar?
Let's see you, dog.
Yeah.
That's nasty. Mark was trying to avoid it. I said that to you, dog. It's not similar because they don't taste the same. Not even close.
There's a
No,
slight.
there's not.
There is.
No, but you old man taste buds,
There's
bro.
a slight similarity. I see what you mean.
Like Jebediah Brown and his bald bandit friend. They don't taste the same.
Appreciate these old man jabs.
I can see what you mean though. It's a slight similarity between cherry coke and
I
Dr. Pepper.
would, if it was a taste test, I would know the difference.
But there is also
both
slight
got cherry in
similarity.
it.
I'm sorry. What's it with the radio? Radio.
What is it?
Rain Man. Sorry, Rain Man. I said I could do if I did a taste test. I know the difference. Fuck off.
Hold on. If you mix Corona and Disaronno, it tastes like Dr. Pepper too. I found that out.
If you say so.
It does. I tried it.
If you say so. When's the last time you had Lil to even like be missing it?
When you had Ken Rhodes.
That was definitely to you.
You had to return the serve, yeah? All right, cool.
Yeah. Pass the parcel, man.
It's been a minute since I've had a little.
Gabriel was like 12. So Gabriel was 12. You had braids. So it's been a while. It's been
Yeah,
a
I
while.
did have braids a while ago, actually.
I got a pictures to prove it.
So do I.
Again, like I said, there's no need for this deep dive. It's fine. We can just mosey on comfortably. Oh, all right. So, a few pods ago, I brought you.
I'm gonna call this episode an episode about nothing.
A few pods ago, I brought you a list of things that men can't do. Well, there's now a list of things that women can't do.
Oh Lord.
Men had time to do this.
Men,
Is it as long as the men?
no. But it's equally as stupid.
Okay.
So, these are things that women aren't allowed to do.
Oh boy.
They are not allowed to have a backpack. They're not allowed to drink alcohol from the bottle.
Wait, let me stop you there. This is obviously in spite of the men's list, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah. They're not allowed to belch. They're not allowed to shuffle cards.
I knew a girl. I knew a girl that belch. Oh, it was not.
They're not
You
allowed
can
to.
belch. Just show some.
No, she was just like.
No, but it's like, for example, if like you're gonna be gassy, like I wouldn't belch around men, let alone women. Like just be like
Yeah.
have manners with it. It's not that deep to me.
She
But go
didn't
on.
have that
Oh, wow.
great manners, but yeah.
They're not allowed to wear a G-Shock watch. They're not allowed to shower cold water. I say looking at the time.
You can't do what
The-
with cold water.
Shower cold water.
You know, shower in cold water, even though it's good for your skin. Okay, cool.
They're not allowed to use slang, listen to rap, need a man to provide, crack their knuckles, ride a bicycle.
You need them. They're not allowed to. Wait, a question. Go back. They're not allowed to have a man provide.
They're not allowed to need a man to provide.
So they should provide for themselves.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Go on. I'm just making
Crack your
sure.
knuckles, ride a bicycle, finish a whole pizza.
They're not allowed to ride a bike.
Why?
That's just stupid.
I did
Yeah.
preface this with, this is very stupid. They're not allowed to eat sugarcane, jackfruit. They're not allowed to wear shoes bigger than size 5. They're not allowed to use...
That's not. Okay.
I said, flick on your Timberland boots and go run the block, bruv. You dumb.
They're not allowed to use toolbox tools, take protein shakes, ask for odds on betting, watch sports, text first, have a fade,
Time out.
do
Whoa,
push-ups.
Whoa. You're not allowed to watch sport, so you're not allowed to take interest in nothing that men. That
You're
you're
not
not
allowed.
allowed. Stupid thing of my life. Okay, go on.
Again, I did preface this with, this is stupid.
You found it.
I know. Watch sports, text first, have a fade, do push-ups,
Have a face.
smoke cigarettes, do birthday makeup, have less than 2,000 followers on IG, How can you not know how to whine? Use Pinterest to make a fit. Have a snap score over 5,000. Want your nails done? Use a floater. Run. Play FIFA and 2K. Be above 5'5". Be logical. Have short eyelashes.
You're
Have
not
no
allowed
wedges.
to be with it. You're not allowed to be logical.
No. Have short eyelashes, have no wedges, have a small forehead, drink beer, wear a wife beater, pass driving school, have an afro that isn't orange, and change
When you
attire.
finish, and I have a topic that I can bring up. But if you
Change
finish.
attire.
And change attire. These are things that apparently women aren't allowed to do.
So you're supposed to loiter without intent for if your car breaks down and all the rest of that stuff. Yeah, stop the foolishness.
You
Alright,
can't,
cool.
You're not allowed to change attire.
So, oh shit, sorry. Can we move on from the subject, please? Because I think it's stupid.
It's meant to be.
Alright, cool. What was your question? So, my friend posted something yesterday, yeah, and I had to ask her. It was like, she basically asked women on, I can't remember what social platform it was. In a relationship, would you believe, she was like, ladies only, in a relationship, would you believe you bring to a relationship, yeah? And I said to her, when you get responses, can you send them to me, please? So I just want to see, like, if what they believe they bring to a relationship for men is things that men want, or is it just like...
What they think they
Yeah. Now, some of the responses I got that I saw had me screaming, but that's not important because I was just like, fine. I wanted to hear, because obviously some people sent lists and she was like, I only need like top 3 things. I wanted to hear from you lot what you would say the top 3 things a woman, you'd like your woman to bring to you or give to you when you're in a relationship space.
Good communication skills.
Okay.
Family orientated.
Okay.
Emotional maturity.
Okay, cool. Could you expand on good communication skill, please?
I don't want to hit. Oh, I don't want to hear. Right, it sounds very demanding. You know when you know something.
Everybody, shut your mouth. Cool,
You know you hear things like you ask your partner whatever, are you okay? And you know something's wrong with them, and they're not telling you.
Fine.
Yeah, it's them ones. Like, babes, I know something's up. No, I'm fine. And then when you, after a while, when you're just like, all right, cool. And then sometimes it blows up. But like, for me, just someone who can communicate as in not just the good times, but the bad times as well.
Yeah.
And deliver it in such a way that we can both have a great conversation about it. Even if it's something I'm not doing.
It has the possibility of being a learning experience for you.
Because at the end of the day, if I'm with someone, we're both learning about each other throughout the years or whatever, throughout the months or whatever. So sometimes you are going to get things wrong.
Yeah.
But it's for both of you to understand that and
Be willing to learn from it.
Yeah,
and to move on from it.
That's what I mean by communication skills. Like,
And what was your third one again? Emotional maturity.
yeah.
Break that down from your point of view.
From past experiences, I've had people where literally they lack emotion, like in certain situations. Like I could had a really bad day, or like let's say a relative has died or whatever, and they just don't know how to get to me or like to treat me, type of thing. So someone who has compassion, someone who takes time to get to know me, to know what I'm going to be like in that kind of situation as well. So I guess in that type of way.
Oh, what about you?
What's your
Top 3?
Yeah.
The main 3. I gave him time as well, bro.
Love.
It's for the way you look at me. Oh. Me. Very.
Just please, just for a second, just give me some, please. That's what you. Love, respect, understanding. Those are my top 3.
Sound like a song.
Can you break down?
Love.
Okay,
I love comes in all
So
forms.
many
It's big, it's small. It
But
encapsulates
love is but love is ambiguous because love is
Yeah.
subjective. I didn't want you to break down love. I wanted you to break down respect and the other one because love is
pretty obvious.
easy. Yeah,
It's respect, mutual respect. Respect not just between respect on multiple levels of having a partner, having a friend, and just another human being who you are dedicating yourself to, and that's between both of you. So it's a mutual respect that doesn't really need speaking about because it's just sort of an understood thing between the two of you. That's, I feel, when you have it really good, when it's not something where you have to really talk about it a lot, but it's just something you feel like you've built between yourselves. Does that make sense? Understanding, somebody open-minded who everything isn't necessarily just simply black and white for them. So, for example, if you're particularly somebody who goes through issues with your mental health, they don't just try and be like, it's all right, just go to sleep, you'll be all right in the morning. You kind of want somebody who can understand and, possibly know how to talk to you. And if they don't, again, that's a learning experience for them. So then they can learn that, now you go through these types of things, so then they can actually help as opposed to not really understanding you or what comes with you. That makes sense?
somewhat. Yeah. The ones I had written down, which I think cover the main crux here, was one of them which Mark said, emotional maturity / emotional support. Emotional maturity isn't, for me, about how they deal with us when we're angry, but more so about how they manage themselves when they're angry. Right, yeah. I feel like if you're ever in a space where you're angry, like, okay, cool, I'm angry, I don't want to speak for now, give me a second and we speak. It shouldn't be a thing of saying things to hurt the person at ECT. You should know how to manage yourself regardless of anger. I always use the work situation. For example, if you're at work and you're pissed off, you're not going to F and blind at work, are you? Why? Because the proof is you're being paid. You have to manage yourself in
switch
the
it up.
care.
Yeah.
You got to manage yourself in that. Why is it now because I'm your partner in your house that it's now like, it's free for all? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think emotional maturity, emotional support, very, very important. Second one, which I think is more, this one was more likely to trigger people, healed. What I mean by this is, come healed, right? Yeah, for both parties. But for me, what I feel like the issue with a lot of people now is, it is not your current partner's job to help you to heal you from your previous relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's there to uplift and support you, not to take on the previous person's drama. You shouldn't.
It's like baggage.
Yeah, you shouldn't be in a relationship or even think about being in a relationship if you currently can't cohabit or be happy within your own space without a person.
I'm not to blame for the
Previous
pain
cats.
that was caused by previous cats.
Don't ruin the song, but yes.
Big tune.
But you understand what I'm trying to say? Because ultimately, it's like, why am I picking up the baggage from someone else? You're not over that situation. You're paranoid from that situation. You haven't found peace with that situation. You need to be in a space where, regardless of the clock or I really want to be in a relationship, are you really happy within yourself? In your own space, in your own, you know what I mean?
Because then she will be given the best version of herself.
Yes. And my final one was strong values. It being in your self-worth, it being with family, and it being in your career. I think if you have all those things as in totality, so emotional maturity, being healed as a person, and his strong values, all those things are priceless. Because I think whenever, and I've got the other ones here that were sent to me, whenever you ask women or all the things that I saw here where they were asked that question what they believe, none of it, or what they want from a man, 9 times out of 10 it's, oh, I want him to have money, I want to have this, he got to be hyped, and none of it never speaks to emotional maturity or emotional balance. Of, okay, cool, I'm not happy right now, how do we figure this out?
I'll be interested to... Have you got some of the answers?
Yes, of course I do. So, some of them was, they thought they brought ambition, drive, or support, not with work, respect, but respect's subjective anyway. Because if you fear someone, you can... Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship with someone, you should respect your person anyway.
Yeah.
And when it's all good to say respect, but when you're triggered, are you still going to show respect to that person?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because you got to think when you're in a good place and when you're in a bad place, like what's the transferable nature of those skills? Authenticity, like openness and acceptance. I don't think authenticity falls into openness and acceptance, but that's neither here nor there. Right, yeah. Another one was patience, old school values, thoughtful/considerate. Old school values is very subjective.
It's broad. That's very broad. What's your definition of old school? Some people say that the 90s is old school. Some people say that the early 2000s is old school. Some people say that the 60s is old school.
Yeah,
so
what is it?
what's your definition of old
and
school?
you stay at home.
And which particular values are you talking about as far as old school values?
Because what's
Are you
being
saying that you need
depicted
to be
now...
your... Sorry, go on.
No. Sorry. What's being depicted now of old school values is men doing what they did before, as in work, whatever.
Fixing tires, building houses.
But without the extremity of, okay, like we're not in the Western world type of thing, but it's like, okay, old school values of it's impossible because you can work now. Mm-hmm. So you want me to do everything that were old school values, but the benefit is at a higher ratio for you than it is for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, old school values. Yeah, that needs to be needs to break that one down.
So are we going as old school as man goes out to work, woman stays barefoot in the kitchen with the kids? Or are we
Even
going
barefoot?
It was the cliche, Mark.
Okay.
She can have slippers these days. Are they?
So kind.
What's old? That's very broad. There are aspects that we've all grown up with that came from a certain time period that have stuck with us and formed who we are. But then
you can take old school things and modernize them.
And modernize them.
There has to be a gradual, in a relationship, there has to be a gradual modernization kind of thing.
But it can be based on
what the structure that was in place
before.
Yeah. So you're adapting. Like when you raise children, for example, especially when you raise your daughter, you're raising your daughter with the ethos of what you was taught growing up, but you've kind of molded it to match the times. Because there's a lot of things. I think you add some spice, you take some paprika out. I think certain things. You know what I'm trying to say? Like certain things that was done that you didn't agree with. So now it's just like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones. Other ones, which was the obvious, pussy, loyalty, and security.
Really? So, all right, my thing with that is that ain't you stating the obvious? Like, I'm not saying. Oh, jeez.
If I order a pizza, it's gonna come with a crust, so you don't have to say that I'm ordering a pizza with crust because it comes with a crust as standard.
That basically means you're just not really offering that much.
Where's the crust? Sorry, I'm just sorry. Sorry.
Not everyone eats the crust.
Okay, let me ask you.
I do.
What's the most 3-point, like, when you're in a relationship or when you get into one, sorry, what would be the 3 most important things you'd like the woman you're dating to show or offer you? If you can hear me. You can't even hear me, man.
What?
You say so?
I said, when you're in a relationship, or if you're in one, yeah, what are the three most important things that you look for a woman to offer you in a relationship?
I'll say
More money.
let me do what. Don't interfere when I'm chilling with guys. With the
No,
men
no, it's no. Make it broad, like just too broad. Like, as in like,
Well, I'm in the man, then, yeah. Shut your mouth.
You know what it is, innit?
What
so then.
We've talked
obviously,
about this.
The question originally was based on women's, as Nick zoned out. Some women thought they'd bring patience, old school values, thoughtful and considerate, but that's broad. Like old school values is broad.
Okay.
Yeah, and as O said, what is old school values? For example, some girl put pussy, loyalty, and security, rose eyes, right?
That's a young thing.
I'm sure you're such a dickhead. Some put peace, love, and happiness. Happiness is subjective because
Peace, love,
not
and
always going to be happy.
Lost boys are.
Peace, peace depends. And I said that you understand
Love and
how transferable these things are when you're not in a good space. So then I said for me, the ones that I said for me, my ones, shut up, right? Yeah, were emotional maturity, come healed, as in like it's not the partner you have now's job to manage your previous situation. You've got to be in a place where I'm here to uplift and hold your happiness. I shouldn't be the being for your happiness. And strong values, be it in self-worth, be it in career, or be it in family.
Yeah, I would say self-worth. I'll say transparency, and I would say to be nurturing. I'll say those are my top. That would be three definitely.
I think the reason why I asked you that in this thing, because I believe with a lot of things I keep seeing, there's a massive disconnect, yeah.
As in what women think what men want.
Yeah, but not even just a massive disconnect for that. I think it's also a disconnect of like why a lot of men don't want to get married now and ECT. And I just wanted to hear your views if the disconnect was based on what's being projected or just based on men wanting to be happy as well.
And it's just
A lot is not really spoken about a man's happiness.
Someone asked me the other day. It's like, do men want to get married? Do men think about what their wedding is going to be like? Because I was talking with my partner the other day, and we were talking about marriage and weddings and marriage and how men feel about their wedding. And she was asking, like, do you ever think about what your wedding is going to look like? How you think about it? And when I got married before, she was like, did you think about what it would look like and how it would be? And because weddings, not marriage, but weddings are traditionally known as the woman's day. It's the thing that she's been dreaming of for all these years, blah, 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 blah. But what about the men who actually have thought about what they would want their wedding to look like?
You call him a bitch. No, I'm joking.
Case him for
I'm joking.
With that point as well. You got a point like that, as you say.
I'm joking.
But that's the whole thing. Like, do men want to get married these days? Do men think about what their wedding's going to be look like? How suave their suit is going to look, and
the thing that I kept seeing when I was kind of looking over the subject was a lot of men, obviously when you realise the high levels of divorces in the last how many years, last 10 years, the factor that just kept coming up from both women breaking it down and men breaking it down was men have now understood that there's no point, not the fact of weddings wouldn't be great, there's just no pro for them to get married. And what they mean by that is if you're in a relationship and the woman decides that she's not happy, like one day wakes up and like, you ain't done nothing, you're not cheated, whatever, she's not happy, she can divorce you, and then divorcing you take half of everything and then child support and whatever. So there's no pro to being married minus love and affection. Because if she wakes up in one day and says, I don't want to be married, then basically, I've got nothing to show for it. I'm going to lose half of everything and then still pay for kids that I may not be able to see in the same way that I was seeing before.
It's crazy when you break it down that way, and
that's
quite-
just
that's
me
quite-
just doing it. That's
and
just
that's
me
quite
doing
scary.
That's me doing it in a simplistic way without me doing.
But that's quite scary.
But isn't that because obviously things for some people do work out, things for some people don't work out. But then aren't you wouldn't that be that men have become more cynical than before to be so?
Would you call it cynical? Or would you?
No, wait. To be so cynical. Well, okay, I'll say cynical that they're so worried about it going wrong and them losing half and having to pay child support that they don't even dare to do it at all.
But,
So then you just have.
But say for example, yeah, you are dating someone and you have money, right? Yeah, and she has money, but she doesn't have you type of money. For example, yeah, because ultimately a lot of people talk about finance being the key for everything. Yeah, I need the finance. They need to make X, Y, Z.
It's security and whatever. Yeah.
So then, say your marriage breaks down. Not on your part. You ain't done nothing wrong. Nothing calculated, whatever, on her part. You lose half, even by trying to be a good husband, but they've clocked out, and you wonder why. Like, are people not allowed to be cynical and be like, okay, cool, yeah, money's money, but to lose, and I'm going to lose half of what I've earned and worked hard for, and still pay for a situation that I'm not currently in because you chose to pull the ripcord. Do you not understand why some people would feel a way about that?
Yes.
And do you feel?
But then that's weighing up your finances against just being happy in a relationship or trying to make something work.
Do you think now in the back of some guys' heads where they're thinking, but say if it does go wrong, I've got a lot to lose.
What's the plus side to being married with a man? What does a man gain from marriage?
Love.
It's for the way you look. No, I'm joking. It's not.
Everything else you can get before the marriage. So
Is that when people say, "Oh, I'll get someone to look after my house, bro"? I can do my own cleaning. I can buy my own house. I can design my own house.
Because even the term, what's it? A happy wife, a happy life.
the word compromise is only used in that sense when like you're like, well, the way to a good thing for a relationship is compromise. It means shut the fuck up. That's what it means.
Yeah. you have a partner. You have a partner that you've joined
Forces.
for life. You've now come together as an actual seen in the eyes that you've come together as an actual couple. You know, you build a life together again, which is something you could have done beforehand, but it's seen as a deeper,
By the way,
tighter bond.
do me a favor. Don't run around the mountain. Ask your question. What is the pro to being married? Because I'm waiting for you to get to the point, and Mark went quiet because Mark's trying to figure out as well. You tried to run around the mountain, bro.
I've never been married, and
No, but I'm saying, what, even if you were, what would you say the pro is to be married? In modern times, what would you say the pro is to be married? Because O tried to, yeah, you know, when sometimes when like the sky's blue and you got like the little tint of the ocean bouncing off the sky, brother. That's not what he asked you.
Things aren't as traditional as they are.
Facts.
so you think because of that,
Yeah.
it's changed people's views of marriage?
Yeah, because look, women,
To the point where finance is now an aspect of it.
A big aspect of it.
women now are they're working and they're making, you know, they might say there's a pay gap, but women are making money now. It's not marriage. These are all concepts that happened. These are all concepts that started when things were a bit different. When the roles were not exactly the same. Whereas in this society now, the roles are pretty similar. So I don't know how it benefits a man. What pro is there for a man to get married? I don't think there's anything.
It's sad because I'm thinking, I'm just like,
I don't know.
I really don't know what the benefit is, and that's no dig at anyone that's got married and
It's not a thing. It's not a dig.
no, it's not. I just really want to know the benefits for a man to.
I can be devil's advocate in this. Marriage as a whole is not linear to the one person.
Of course.
So ultimately, even if you had someone on here who was married and you was to ask them what are the pros of being married, ECT and the rest, it's not linear it could be like, okay, well, I love the fact of the stability of when I come home and my partner's there, with even if she's got work or not, and how the kids greet me, ECT and the rest. There's that element of it, but that's
But do you
talking
think-
that's talking traditionalism.
Do you think that's wrong if, let's say, I say to my partner, I never want to get married, but I want us to live together. Basically, we're like a marriage couple.
Basically
but
living a married life.
Yeah.
But not going as far as doing the actual
So-
wedding marriage.
Go on.
I was going to say, sorry, because there's two things, right? There's marriage in front of the eyes of the Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's marriage in terms of how legal it is in terms of, the law. Right? Now, really and truly, marriage under the law wasn't really that important in, for example, Islamic countries. It was more based off, eyes in terms of in the eyes of Allah. This is your
Yeah.
Right? So my problem, I'm not against in terms of in the eyes of the Lord or in the eyes of God. What I don't understand is in terms of the law, like in terms of being married
Legally.
what is the benefit for men?
Do you mean on a religious level or legally?
Not on a religious level.
Legally.
On a legal
Oh, so I think get tax breaks and things like that. Like, but for me, my understanding of being married, like, I will try and break it down for my understanding of both. So religiously, even when I get married, I would go to marriage classes before,
Yeah.
because I feel like people feel like love is enough to sustain a marriage. It's not. Right, yeah. And you'd have to understand, especially whether you are Sikh, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, or whatever faction of religion you follow, it's so important to, one, talk to people who have been married for a long time and see how they cohabit, even in times where you're not in the best of places or where life can kind of get to you. And two, just kind of to better understand your partner, because you can know your partner in a certain level, but you may not know
But
them
that's like marriage is a different, it's a
Yeah,
different chapter.
of course.
It's a different level.
It's a serious. I think it's more serious, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think from a legal point of view, there was things back in the day that said, so when you apply for jobs and there's like, marital status,
yeah.
some businesses, I don't know if this is still true, were more likely to look at you and hire you, even like for a fit, because you're more settled. So because you're more settled, you're less likely to kind of hop around and change jobs, because you're more likely to stay in that position longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool, he's settled, doesn't really need to move around, like he's good, whatever. Arsenal are losing, but that's a story for another day. Yeah. So I think that's more so how I break it down. But I understand what Gabriel's saying as well, where it's just like, what is the pros? Because on paper, just aesthetically of what you see, all the pros, none of them, minus having a woman at home who loves you, whether she goes to work or whatever, and having kids, that's the only pro. But flip that, if she leaves and you're still married, for example, or whatever, the pro is not really proing.
Yeah.
Another thing as well is like, I don't know.
We don't know them,
If you speak to older couples that are married, like older couples they've been married, are the men really happy? Because I know I can say this as
Is it just like a system? Like, yeah, you're in a system.
African, right?
That sentence always starts greatness.
Is it racist if I'm not trying to be problematic, but
I always say this, like,
you see the thing is, no, I'm joking.
Because my best friend's black, but
as a Nigerian, what I've noticed is my uncles look as if they're retired, they're done with life, they ain't got any energy.
Oh wow, done with life.
And their wives have so much energy. That's what I've noticed. I don't know if it's the same
Done
with
with
you,
life
where
is
you-
crazy.
Wow.
I know what it is. You greet them, uncle, you okay?
The uncles are just
Like it's like the soul's been sucked out of them.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
You're stupid. But then,
It's true.
but
I know you.
But must have bleaching.
It's like
crazy.
they've had a
time
second
out,
lease
time
of
out, time
life.
out, time out. You said strong, at parties, bleaching.
Is that what
Okay.
The words of Gabs is the words of Gabs. Like,
But then
we don't condone what Gabby just
but thing is,
It's the knuckles, isn't it? The knuckles are still
But-
black.
behave your pussycat self.
The knuckles are still black.
So
Everything else is
Talking about Nigerians.
everything else is Fresh
But
Prince
question,
colour.
do you think it's also with that, yeah? With, as you said, the uncles and
That
for
good cup of
example,
tea
yeah,
colour.
when we shut up, right, yeah. When we're talking about
stirring the milk.
yeah, Mark,
All right, carry on.
Mark, bro, you call me the sniper? I'm mad. Yeah. So when you're talking about that, for example, you're talking about like the old way. For example, if you're based on the old way where it's like, yeah, aunties at home, whatever. I'm striving to make sure kids had to go to school and I'm working. I'm coming home. I'm tired. Rah, rah, rah. Of course I'm tired, bro. Man's been working hard to make sure the family's been good for years. Of course you got energy. Cause you been spending my money. Of course she's going party. I'm gonna work hard for you to buy bleaching cream. What are you talking about, bro?
You're back on that. Oh.
It's a hard knock life.
But then I feel like some women feel a new lease of life when their kids are grown up, so they can like
Live life again.
Yeah, live life again.
But how come men don't get this lease of life?
Because they've been working all this time.
Yeah, so but yeah, it could be down to the working rather than actual marriage in itself. But yeah, man, I've just noticed like I don't know how it is with like in terms of any other culture, but I've just noticed with Nigeria.
Uncle's looking tired, though. My uncle's looking sleepy.
The uncles are the ones with all the problems, the high blood pressures, the diabetes.
Because you're carrying a family, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what my argument is. When you're looking at modern ideals and a lot of these aunties stayed because they put up with what uncles were doing, rah 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 rah. So if we're adding in modern ideals, would it not make more sense that you find a partner that makes money, you make money, and your money works well together?
Yeah.
So at least that way you're taking the pressure off my man's shoulders.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I
But
look
then-
at it. Do you want a
but, yeah.
partnership or do you want dictatorship? Because I remember I was listening to something the other day. Yeah, I love these American podcasts. You listen to people and they ask these when they ask these people questions and just do it. It's like, yeah, if I'm in a relationship, I'm still gonna go to the club Friday and Saturday and whatever. And it was like, what if your partner had a problem with that? Well, he's insecure and you have to live with that. And it was like, okay, cool. Let me ask you a question. Say you had a partner and he goes out clubbing Friday and Saturday. Right, yeah, would you have a problem with that? But why did he need to be at the club if he's got me at home? So he's challenging the hypocrisy. Yeah?
Yeah,
So I said,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. So how would you feel, role reverse, if your partner went out clubbing Friday and Saturday and he's being approached by, as you said, you had a problem with it, but he's going out Saturday and Sunday he's being approached by attractive women. Right, yeah. Like, very highly charged, attractive women who obviously want to buy him drinks, want to sleep with him. Would you have a problem with that? He's like, of course you do. He's like, of course you would. Because ultimately, the reason why you don't want your boyfriend out is because there's the option there. And if that option there is a better option than you and makes more sense, it therefore means that that's not available. So why is it a weird thing when a guy's saying, I don't want you to go out every week? Like, if that's the case and you don't want to be in a relationship, just say you don't want to be in a relationship. It's like you want to do single girl things but be in a relationship.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
I'm not
can't
saying
do
you
both.
can't, but you look at me strange if it would be like, as a guy still being outside, like, don't you have a partner at home? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
You need to have a balance, a better balance. Now I've seen something like American podcasts where they ask some women what is the ideal salary for your partner. Someone was like 100K,
1% of people make 100K,
50,
bro.
like 250K. I was just like,
Less than the black community.
do you know maths? Like,
Unless you're a rapper or an athlete or you're a rich porter.
They're not holding on to that kind of money.
and who says they're gonna go for you?
But I find it funny. It's like, oh, I need to. One woman was like, oh, I need a guy on like in the Drake circle because Drake moved to me once. Actually, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you
No.
both a question because you're slightly older than me, yeah? And question, would you date someone with kids?
Yes.
Would you date someone with a child?
Yeah.
If you dated someone with a child, yeah, and you were in a relationship for coming up to 2 to 3 years, like you're there for the long stay. It's not a short stay. It's not like, okay, yeah, she's got kids. I come after hours on the picnic sleeping and I'm dipping. Right, yeah? If naturally you're around that
Sounds like a
child,
thief in the night, but yeah, carry on.
or the rhythm of the night, which one you want to pick?
Grab the box and leave.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So, say for example, like you're dating that person and the child's young, so like 4, 5, 6, 7, regardless. Would you step into the house with the inkling, especially if the child's dad's not around? Would you step into the house with the inkling to raise that child as your own?
Yeah. But I've got to have that conversation first.
Okay, cool. So
with my
the reason why
partner.
I'm asking this, yeah,
I was gonna say
the reason why I ask this question is, say for example, would you struggle, for example, if you're dating a mum with a child or children, and you're coming in as the long-term partner, which means she may have a child with you, long-term partner, and you're looking after the house with her, you're looking after the children, but you reprimand the child, and she asserts the fact you're not that child's dad. Would you have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Can you tell me why?
If you've had that conversation that you are going to be stepping into that role, you would assume that in that role comes everything that comes with that role.
Responsibility.
The
discipline.
responsibility as well as the discipline. So there's going to be the good times, and right, so I'm going to take him to his football game, I'm going to take him to school because I've got that responsibility for him. But also, if he needs to be reprimanded, that I can be the one to do that.
But that's not why I asked you. If you're in that relationship,
Yeah.
and you provide for that child or children within that household anyway, and you've basically been the father role, and you are reprimanding the child because they've done something wrong. I'm not talking about effing and blinding at the child, but you've pulled up the child
No,
for
no, no,
doing
yeah.
something foul, and the mum says, don't talk to my child like that, it's not your child. Does that not make it problematic within the house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, totally. Sorry if I
100,
missed that question. Sorry if I missed that answer
100%.
before. Hell yes.
You've belittled me
In front.
in
So it's
front,
like-
in front of the child. So now it looks like to the child as well that
I got no rights around here.
yeah,
I'm just sleeping in the spare room.
Haaland
not.
scored, by the way.
Haaland.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. So then the reason why I ask this is because the rhetoric I keep seeing is a real man would.
Real man would what?
A real man would look after another person's
No one
kids.
knows what a real man is because everyone makes up this real man this and real man that. What is a real man?
So
Why do
Because a real man's not saying a real man.
nowadays? Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but in today's society, why is a real man never defined by
A man.
Men.
previous real men or men? It's always defined by women or no. You know what? I'm gonna say this. A real straight man is always defined by women or a gay man.
you mean
Why is it never defined by other it's a
Like
bit-
other men.
Yeah, because like, for example, homosexual men will say this is toxic masculinity. Straight men are toxic in terms of certain things. I'm not saying all gay people say this, but in
the
general,
rhetoric on the internet that currently
they're
exists?
allowed to
The louder voice that speaks on masculine men.
Exactly. So, for example, right, they're allowed to tell straight men that Andrew Tate is a bad role model for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you don't see straight men saying this is a bad role model.
You just
for
don't pay him no. You just
Yeah,
don't pay
if
him
you don't
no
like
mind.
it, pay no mind.
Yes. Yeah. For me, it's
Real men.
And that's what I'm asking, because it's like a real man would look after someone else's child. But I said, if you're comparing,
If he wants to.
but then I also
A
compared.
man would look after someone else's child if they want to.
So then when we go back to the old values versus the new values thing, my argument is, I'll use Shaquille O'Neal, right? Yeah, So Shaquille O'Neal's father wasn't around, yeah, and his mum started dating someone new. When a guy came into the house, it was my way in it. It was his way, and Shaquille O'Neal said if my dad went around, but this guy was my dad,
Yeah.
and patted me properly, and reprimanded me properly, and the guy went on to be an NBA All-Star. I feel like if you're saying, "Oh, a real man would," you also have to allow that man to be the man in your house
Yeah.
that you brought him in for.
To be, yeah.
Yeah. So then the opposite of that is, for example, when you're looking at, for example, you got a daughter. How do you raise your daughter?
In compared to how I was raised?
No.
or
Just
in
how do you raise your daughter? Because you have a daughter. I want to link it to how you raise your daughter to the type of woman you date. So that's what I'm asking you. How you raise your daughter?
There's respect. There's very clear boundaries. And she knows she's loved
But do you call her something like princess and things like that?
sometimes. Yeah.
Now, the reason I'm arguing is because I want the clash. So, for example, if you have a daughter and you're okay, I'm going to call my daughter princess, you can do whatever you want, I'm going to treat you, whatever. You're also setting your daughter up for failure because you're giving her the inklings of telling her when she gets older, you can be a boss lady, you can do all these things, but when you get in a relationship, you have to be submissive.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Where you have to try and find a mix.
Yeah.
When I look at my little sister, for example, it's not my daughter, but when I look at my little sister, it's one of the ones where it's the values in which I show, in which I want her to carry on. If you're naturally nurturing, be nurturing. But I'm not gonna. But you can still be nurturing and be a boss lady. But it's how you.
So it's balancing the shielding and the responsibilities,
Yes, I wouldn't say so much the shielding, but balancing.
or protecting.
Yes. But I think I think it's one of the ones where it's like the way how it's been marketed. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
It can't be. You
can't
have to find.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't nurture and at the same time be the. Yeah. I see what you mean. But a good thing with my daughter is that she understands the value of work and having to put the work in. Especially she's been dancing since she was like 3 years old. So she's in this dance life like properly, and she understands how much work she has to put in for it, and like the performances, the rehearsals, and I can see that's built
Character.
Yeah,
And
that
probably discipline as well.
exactly.
And work
So
rate,
in exactly work rate, and you know that's something I'm sure and really looking forward to seeing how as she grows up, how she uses that and adapts it. You know, because you know when I remember growing up and learning certain things that I've now grown up still using or applying to life. Yeah, man, life's funny sometimes.
Mark, what about you? Like just the overall understanding
That
of
took me
like
from a mad thought, but
dating someone with children and how you kind of navigate that, and then
It's all about having that conversation with the partner first, and knowing the boundaries, because like it could be quite hurtful. Like you have it in your head the long term of this relationship, and you being okay like the father figure because the child has not got a father figure in their life, and you taking that role on, and then to be told that you're not the child's father, it can that can bruise your ego, because you're like in a way you may not be the child's father, but you're
not my dad.
yeah. So that would hurt me if I was in that situation. But lucky enough, I've experienced nice situations where I have been the positive role model in that child's life and been there for them emotionally and everything else. And
Yeah, I cooked the picnic food. Fire.
yeah, man, fire for that.
God, no,
not
nothing
fire for that.
Yeah, you're
Fire in
mad.
the pot.
Yeah, thank you very much.
my friend has a daughter, known since the girl was born. Dad in and out, doing this, doing that, but not very consistent in her life. I grew up with her mum. Like, her mum lived next door to me for like since I was like a child, so we've known each other for like years. So
We're old, so eons.
watching her daughter grow up, and she's very creative, very expressive, very alternative. So as she's been growing up and she's always trying new things, whenever she does something exciting, we'll talk on the phone, and I'll always just be me, just always trying to big her up. And times when she would try and contact her father and she wouldn't be able to get through, and seeing how she was slowly growing up and adapting to the fact that he wasn't around. Now, again, I always knew it was never her dad, but I was always her biggest champion just from the outside of being, friends with her mum. But then when dad would start coming around again, and she'd literally be like, hey, woo, dad's back, yay, dad, this, dad. And you're like,
it's that void they're trying to fill.
yeah, exactly. And then, being happy that she's happy for her dad, but then knowing, I know her dad as well. I know he's not going to be consistently about at all. So I know it's honestly going to break her heart. But she's now like 18. She's at university. She's now like, yeah, look, I know I'm going to call him. He's not going to answer the phone. And she's kind of built that that wall up in herself. But yeah, it's just good to see her grow, but sad to know that she's.
And I think a lot of
she's grown
kids go through that as well.
But she has. My friend's got a brother that's been around as well, so she's always had people around that double as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Surrogate fathers.
Separate from that, I was meant to mention it last week. The reason why I probably have not mentioned the whole Andrew Tate case thing yet, because it's still ongoing. Everything about it just seems a bit fishy to me.
I've seen things in bits and pieces.
I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen people like saying the girls are making false statements and stuff like that, but I ain't spoken about it because it's still ongoing and I don't know what to believe at the moment.
I think because it's not UK courts and it's European, like what happened with the European stuff, certain things it just looks like people don't like him.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to oust him. Listen, I don't have to agree with man, but you kind of just got to be fair with the breakdowns of certain things, innit? So it is what it is. But we'll see, innit?
I don't even know much about that case, to be honest.
Well, they said he was trafficking, but they've not got enough evidence.
They got no evidence, bro.
Yeah, none.
Did you hear the voice notes they had of him to the women?
Apparently they were fake.
Do you know how clear the voice notes were? It was recording in my studio. It must have been. There's no way that could have been.
That came from a phone.
Yeah, because someone said that certain words he used wasn't him.
Yeah, and it was like
It sounded like they're reading off a script.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just sounds mad.
Chelsea losing.
Yeah, wrap this shit up, man.
But yeah, anything you want to add before we bounce? Oh,
I love you all.
Pause.
I don't give a fuck.
This has been episode 137 of this Different Short Podcast. You can find this DSP on all your favorite DSPs, my personal favorite YouTube. Watch the videos. It's the best way to kind of see what we look like when we're kind of certain jokes land better when you can see us, especially Mark's weird face. You can find mine, Mark, O, and Katie's information in the description below. You can find O and Mark's website links to Mark's photography business and O's novels website in the description below. I've been Raw Talk Reese. To my left has been
Mr. O.
Next to him has been
2 drinks.
And Gabriel in the background. And we'll be back next week. Katie and Sue, love and guidance, blessings. Look after yourself and look after your mental health.
Peace and hair grease.
Peace. Hair grease.